Hello, welcome to InfoHub. In our headlines, Head of State assures border communities of resident safety. Dialogue on the future of green jobs and sustainable businesses continues, and top cop retires after 33 years of service. Stay tuned for the details of these and more.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Now for the details. President David Granger, during a visit to Baramita Barima Waini, said the government is working to ensure that the community and region are protected against the threats to Guyana's territorial integrity. President Granger told Baramita's residents that his administration will do all in its power to ensure their safety and that of other frontline communities along the border with Venezuela.
Venezuela has been claiming more than half of our country. The Barima Waini, the Kuyuni Mazruni, and the Rupununi regions. But I want you to know that we are not surrendering 1 centimeter of our territory, not a blade of grass. We are here to work with your village, with your region, with your Tushao, with your residents, whether they are Carib, or Warao, or Arawak, or Arakuna, or Akawayo, to make sure Guyana is safe. Just as we inherited Guyana from our foreparents, we want to pass it on to our children.
The Commander-in-Chief added that while Guyana looks forward to making its case before the International Court of Justice, the unstable situation in Venezuela has presented some threats to Guyanese, especially those living in bordering communities. Baramita, he pointed out, is vulnerable to illegal migration, the spread of disease, transnational crime, and attacks from the Venezuelan Sindicato gang. However, he assured that government will work with the regional administration, the Tushao, and the village councillors, as well as the Guyana Defense Force and the Guyana Police Force to shore up security mechanisms.
We want to see people who feel safe, and we want a region that is secure. That is why we are here. We're here to strengthen this village, to protect the people, and to ensure that the entire region remains secure.
President Granger also called on Guyanese to treasure their nationality and to guard Guyana's sovereignty, noting that peace in the region is critical to the development, safety, and security of South America, including Guyana. Following the village meeting, he visited the site to the almost completed $82 million government complex, which now houses the new Baramita Primary and Nursery School buildings, the medical center, teachers, and nurses' quarters. InfoHub's Stephanie Rodius now tells us that the heads of governments of the Caribbean community worked into the early morning before successfully concluding the 29th Intersessional Meeting.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Granite said the meeting successfully addressed specific issues, including trade, immigration, and cricket.
Now, the importance of this meeting is that it actually managed to conclude discussion on a number of these areas and to have concrete proposals that took us forward from where we were before.
The minister added that the recent United Nations Secretary General's decision on the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy was also addressed.
It was in conformity with the recommendations and the requests they have made over the last 2 years, and they commended the SG for the decision he's taken, and also they, I think, of course, look forward to the process evolving in a manner that benefits the region.
The decisions made at this intersessional meeting will likely be adopted at the July Heads of Government meeting, which will also be held in Haiti. Following the conclusion of the intersessional meeting, Guyana and Haiti signed a memorandum of understanding.
The agreement signed this evening was a framework agreement, a sort of an MOU with the Republic of Haiti, setting a basis for us to be able to consult, collaborate, and put in place projects for cooperation between Guyana and Haiti.
Reporting from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, for InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
The United Nations Environment Programme, in collaboration with the Partnership for Action on Green Economy and other implementing groups, continued its dialogue on the future of green jobs and sustainable businesses with the public on Wednesday at the Pegasus Hotel. Crystal Stahl tells us more.
After presentations by officials, an enthusiastic crowd poured out questions as they sought clarity on the topic of green jobs and the government's vision for the economy. Head of the Department of Environment, Ndibi Shuirs.
Essentially, the vision that we have for the green economy is to ensuring that we develop the country along a pathway that is not going to adversely affect the utilization of our natural resources, that is not going to adversely affect our people, it's not going to in any way limit the development of the country.
Shuirs implored Guyanese to think about their vision for the green economy to build a way forward for the country.
Whilst the government has this overarching vision, it is important for you as Guyanese to say what your vision is for the green economy. And I believe that when we have a full appreciation of that, we can then merge your vision with the government's vision to, building a stronger vision for the green economy.
Attendee Shania Wilson said the session was an informative one.
The entire session helped me personally to understand why is the Green Economy Initiative not a cost and actually an investment, and the long-term profits of this investment, because sometimes it's really difficult to see how putting money into something that you don't exactly 100% sure of how it's going to turn out, it actually showed how exactly it's going to work out for you in the long run. So the Green Initiative is really a good thing, and people need to stop seeing things for the present and look into the future and see how it will benefit you in the long run.
Making presentations at the event were International Labour Organization Director Claudia Cohen-Yards, United Nations Industrial Development Organization Representative Johannes Dobinger, and Habitat for Humanity CEO Rolf Small. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
As Guyana gears up for the hosting of the Commonwealth Association for Public Administration and Management, CAPA's 12th Biennial Conference from October 22 to 24, a 7-member local organizing committee has been set up. This local organizing committee will receive guidance from CAPA's executive body headquartered in Canada. Permanent Secretary of the Department of Public Service, Reginald Brotherson, on Wednesday said 4 subcommittees were also established to cover all aspects of planning and organizing.
We are to staff those committees shortly, and those will comprise persons from other sector agencies that will be partners for this program, for this conference. The government is excited to have been given the opportunity to host this conference. It may sound like early days yet, but October is just upon us. And there are a number of activities that we have to put in place to make this the most memorable conference. We're expecting to have approximately 350 delegates from around the world.
This year's CAPA Conference is being held under the theme, Transforming the Public Sector for Climate Governance, and will be hosted at the Marriott Hotel. Chief Executive Officer of CAPAM, Gay Hamilton, explained that the theme was selected after careful examination of one of the trending issues in public service.
We looked at how countries are doing their planning over the next 5 to 10 years, and what stood out was that climate change, or particular aspects of climate change or environment, environmental development came to the fore. So different things for different countries, but certainly that common theme of environmental issues climbing to the top of the priority list. So because we're a practitioner organization and we deal with the public service, it means that when we pick a theme like that, we look at how public servants are dealing with it.
The conference, the CAPA CEO added, will seek to examine how governments deal with this duality of advancing economies while simultaneously safeguarding their environments. An important feature of the signature program is the hosting of the Commonwealth International Innovation Awards to recognize excellence in public service innovation. InfoHub's Daniil Williams now tells us that students will be at the forefront of this year's Independence Day celebrations.
Minister of Social Cohesion, Youth, Culture and Sports, Dr. George Norton, announced that the administration has decided that upcoming independence celebrations will be carried out at school level.
Come independence celebration in May of this year, it will be spearheaded by the youths and students, and flag raising ceremonies will all be conducted at the level of schools organized by the students of the school.
Embracing Our History, Showcasing Our Cultural Diversity was the theme for the Heritage Exhibition hosted yesterday at the Region 6 Town Council office. Minister Norton noted that it must not be the first nor the last of such an exhibition, for it gives them a chance to be properly informed and appreciate the country's rich, diverse culture. A total of 7 schools in the region participated in the one-day exhibition, which was a collaborated effort between the Ministry of Presidency, Department of Social Cohesion, Youth, Culture and Sports, and the New Amsterdam Social Cohesion Ambassadors Group. InfoHub caught up with one of the participants.
We're representing, or we're looking at Guyana then and Guyana now. So we basically take a look at all our presidents that would have passed through Guyana, and we also highlighted British Guyana then when we were ruled by the Queen, the symbols and so on that were used then, and then we compare it to Guyana now, our national symbols that we have.
From New Amsterdam, Berbice, Daniil Williams for InfoHub.
A $218 million grant was signed to build local government system capacity. This was done through the Ministry of Communities with support from the Caribbean Development Bank. More from Sanika Thorne.
The Local Government Reform Project is designed to ensure local government has the tools and resources to be effective. Capacity building will be done at the level of the Ministry, the Guyana Association of Municipalities (GAM), and the municipalities to support the local democratic organs. Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan reaffirmed the government's commitment to fulfilling the constitutional provision for the decentralization of resources to the local democratic organs.
It cannot be overemphasized that local government is a vital aspect of public administration and sustainability, since it deals with the quality of citizens' lives within communities.
CDB's Director Economic Department, Dr. Justin Ram, said that Guyana is at a critical developmental state, so the emphasis on local government reform is timely.
The emphasis on government reforms is indeed timely and to be commended. So like the Mayor said, I really want to commend the government of Guyana for undertaking this project at this important time in its development cycle.
The Local Government Reform Project will respond to the need for a realistic assessment of what local government can achieve in the current circumstances and what is required to achieve best practices and accounting with stakeholders' views. Sanika Thorne for InfoHub.
After 33 years of service, Salah Prasad retires from the Police Commissioner post. Details from Paul McAdam.
The former top cop opined that his service in the force contributed significantly to his development over the years.
It is a long, eventful, but enjoyable journey that I have had. And I did not come this distance in isolation. So there are many who I need to thank for it. Highlights of those, I will start by thanking God for bringing me this far. I am leaving the force in good health and with full confidence of facing the next phase of my life, going into the next phase of my life.
The opportunity was taken by one of the force's senior ranks to acknowledge what the former commissioner oversaw during his 4-year tenure. Assistant Commissioner of Operations Nigel Hoppy.
Yahweh cited the need for additional human and other resources to build capacity within the organization and was able to receive government's approval for the expansion of the establishment by some 1,500 ranks, along the acquisition of several fighting equipment.
Under the former commissioner, several programs were launched. These included Divisional Community Relations Departments, Youth Vocational Skills Training Programs, and Law Enforcement Officers' Welfare Initiatives. Appointed from 2012, Salah Prasad was the 11th commissioner to serve since the country attained independence in 1966. He departed with more than 33 years' service. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
In our final report, we focused on Chowtal, one of the Bhojpuri folk music genres transmitted to Guyana and other parts of the Caribbean during the period 1838 to 1917. Cultural artist Amar Ramisar provided a historical perspective. Pagwa or Holi will be celebrated tomorrow. Chowtal singing forms a key part of the religious programs during this time. Cultural artist Amar Ramisar explains its origin in Guyana.
Chowtal was introduced to this part of our country during the periods 1838 to 1917 when our foreparents came from India. Also, if you visit the Fiji Islands as well, you'll find Chowtals happening there. As a matter of fact, wherever you find pockets of Indians, you will find Chowtals.
Chowtal comprises 4 beats presented in 3 rhythmic cycles.
It starts with a very slow tempo, which is called the Vilambitlai. Then it goes into a fast mode, which is called the Drutlai. And then it goes into a very fast mode, which is called the Ati Drutlai. And then it comes back to the very slow beat. And it talks about many aspects of Hinduism. So sometimes when you listen to a Chowtal, you will hear some Hindu deities names such as Ram, Krishna, Shiva, Ganesha, and so on. Very importantly, when you look also at the presentation of the Chowtal, it is done with 2 groups of people opposing each other in a very friendly manner. And it's sung in a very boisterous fashion, very loud. In a typical Indian setting, when it comes to music, you'll find that you'll have a rhythm section, which is done either by the tabla, the dholak, or the pakawaj, and there will be a melodic section, which is actually done by either the harmonium, the sitar, the sarod, or the flute. But when you look specifically at Chowtal, there is no melodic section when it comes to instruments. It's basically only a rhythm section, dholak, singers, and the little jhals that they sing in unison with the beats.
During Pagwa, Chowtals focus on togetherness and love. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael. Thanks for watching. Connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.